Hello, and welcome to another episode of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. I'd like to start again by reminding everyone that I am not a doctor, not a therapist, and I am not a medical professional in any way. Just a regular person trying to navigate through life and trying to navigate what's going on in here. So, today, or I should say for this episode, I am going to touch down on, or at least continue on with my baby boys. Baby boys came home. We lived in apartments back and forth, but we managed to save and we bought a house in Hobart. And it was a fixer-upper. Quite honestly, it needed a lot of work. The upstairs was already done. They had made it all fancy up there with hardwood floors and all that good stuff, but the main level was just garbage. We had to replace the carpet. I drywalled the two big rooms. It was meant to be like a living room and a dining room, but we just made it entire area living space. And it was plaster walls, and there was water damage and bowed parts and just needed to be replaced. So the two big rooms, I just drywalled it and we put carpet. And I did remodel the entire kitchen and bathroom in that house. So that was a lot of work, but I'm going to get more to that in a minute. I failed to mention that when I met my ex, I had a dog named Shammy, which is short for champagne. She was a pretty little blonde. I got her at the Hobart Humane Society, and she was a good girl. And going to apartments back and forth, none of them allowed pets. So my dog stayed with my parents, which I should mention, my mom guilted me about that all the time. Anytime I talked to her, she was making me feel guilty because the dog was still at their house, which the dog didn't cause any problems. Everything was fine. She just wanted to make me feel bad. And before we did all the work in the house, we just kind of settled in, got used to things. The boys were about 2 years old. And I brought Shammy into our house. Everything was fine. There was one time where the boys were running around and she scratched Samson's face, but it was a weird, I was there when it happened, and it was a weird reaction, like she just wanted them to stop, like she was trying to keep them safe. That's how I felt. But it's not a big deal. But I found myself between jobs, and mentioning before how my ex always made sure I made the sacrifices. Me being without a job, she decided that the dog had to go. The dog had to go. And with all of our pets, whenever she would get irritated about something with them, she would always joke that she was going to take off their collars and just let them go. I'm going to take off their collar and let them go. And she said that so many times. And I don't know if she was trying to be funny or not, because it wasn't. And being between jobs, she decided that the dog had to go. So I had to surrender her. I had to do it. And that was not fun. It broke my heart, quite honestly. It really did. It was so easy for her to just make sure that something I loved went away. It was like the first thing she thought of. And I was super frustrated and irritated with that. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back with a little more of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. I want to get back to the topic of our house. Now, like I said, we had been there for a little while and it was a fixer upper. The house was built in 1900 and this was 2002 when we moved in there. So the house was well over 100 years old. The basement still had a big hole in the floor where the coal burning stove or furnace used to be. The downstairs, the basement was just really old and really just crappy. It was nothing you could fix or finish. So, regarding the rest of the house, I felt confident that I could do the work myself. I had a friend help me. At one point in time, we were in a dumb little church group, and they all offered to help, and one by one, they all just dropped off and left me alone. So, remodeled or drywalled the two big rooms, like I mentioned before. Just rented a lift so we could do the ceilings because they were tall. They were like 10-foot ceilings on the main level. So I had to get a lift. I had a friend help me. We did the ceilings, and then I did all the walls myself. And that took a while. It's really hard when you're trying to work an 8-hour job and then you come home and want to work on the house because you want to try to do it as quick as possible, and then your weekends are filled with working and working and working. It was exhausting. It really was. Not to mention all the comments about how long it took. There was always something said about how long it was taking, never considering the fact that I'm doing it myself after working, not considering the fact that this is some pretty strenuous work. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know if you've done any drywall, but it's not easy or fun. But yeah, when I remodeled the kitchen and the bathroom, that took a lot longer because this place looked like it had 50 years of water damage. The floor between the bathroom and the kitchen was it moved. It moved a little bit. It flexed. They had carpet in the kitchen. I think that was the only thing that was holding the floor together. So I started with the bathroom, and when I did the bathroom, I took the toilet, and there was there just happened to be one down in the basement. So at least we had a working toilet, and tore it down to the bones. Got all new drywall for the bathroom. I got the waterproof stuff. I put up plastic wall. I don't remember what they're called, but the wraparound for the tub and everything, and put in a new drop ceiling because there was a big mess up there, and did as much as I could. Fixed the floor. We put a brand new sink in there, a little vanity, and a brand new toilet, one of those hard flushers that'll take your arm off if you're not careful. And it looked really good. It took a while because I'm kind of learning this stuff as I'm doing it. YouTube videos came in very handy back then. Let me tell you, I replaced a lot of piping down in the basement because of YouTube videos. And it was just a lot of work that I had done by learning, by seeing it on a YouTube video. There's a lot of guys that offer videos like that, which is very helpful. But it took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me. But instead of appreciating or considering anything, I was made to feel guilty for how long it took, even though I did it all by myself. And that was quite discouraging. But I'm going to take another break, and I'll be back with a little more of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. And this episode, I'm talking about our new house, or it was new to us. But getting back to the work I was doing in this house, this old 100-year-old house, um, like I mentioned before, we had a working toilet in the basement so that we at least had a toilet. You could wash your hands in the sink, in the kitchen, in the bathroom. You could still take a shower in there, but you just had to be careful. And then once I got it done, it looked really nice. But during that time, I think I was at work and I got a phone call because Samson had gone down the stairs to go pee and fell down the stairs. He wasn't hurt bad. He just had a little tumble. But she called just to tell me that he fell and that it was my fault because it was taking me too long to remodel this bathroom. Took time out of her day to tell me that it was my fault. And that's when you just get like a call and, hey, this is your fault. It, it's jarring. It's jarring, and I don't know what she wanted me to do. I don't know if she wanted me to apologize to everyone or or fix it somehow, but I don't know what she was trying to accomplish with that. I really don't. And I'm sorry it happened. I really am. I didn't want anyone to have any problems. I was working on it as fast as I could, but it was just, no matter how fast I worked, it wasn't good enough. Not to mention, when I did work on it, she would scold me for not spending time with the family. No matter, it seemed like whatever I was doing, she wanted me to be doing something else. No matter what I was doing, she wanted something else, and she was always disappointed. And I really hate to use this term. I really hate it, but it's just like my mom. No matter what I was doing, she was disappointed, no matter what. And I guess maybe part of the reason I dealt with it for so long was because I was used to it. I was used to the most important female figure in my life to be disappointed in me. I was used to it. That was normal. That was my life. And you know, like I said before, when someone starts telling you something over and over again, you will start to believe it. They tell me over and over again that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I start to believe it. I start to doubt myself again. I start to doubt my abilities and my capabilities and everything. I start to doubt my intelligence. I start to doubt my appearance. I start to doubt if I'm even worthy of being here. And I will mention, I did try ending things a few times. There's a lot that nobody even knew about. I never told anyone. I failed to do it, and I tried, but I failed. I think I just got scared, and I never told anybody about it. But when I did mention how I felt that way, it was always just scoffed at and just, oh, you're just saying that. You're just saying that for attention. But yeah, I am saying it for attention. Give me some attention. So, tell me not to do it and tell me that I'm okay and good enough. But they wouldn't do it. None of them would do it. Not a single one. Have to fend for myself everywhere. I'm going to take a real quick break and I'll be back with some more. This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Hello and welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Just gonna conclude this video and the topic of remodeling my house, our house. Um, like I mentioned, it was a lot of work. I redid the bathroom, drywalled the two big rooms, and then when it came time to do the kitchen, that was the big project because I tore it all the way down to the bones. I uh, insulated the whole room. I had to make a new ceiling for it because they had a drop ceiling and it was just all the conduits were just on the outside. So I just dropped it down a couple inches and put up a drywall ceiling with all that stuff hidden inside. We replaced all of the cabinets. We replaced the appliances. The kitchen used to have a little closet, and then it had a built-in shelving unit on the wall behind it, and I just tore that whole wall down. I just took the whole thing down and made it the space for the fridge. I made the kitchen a lot bigger, a lot more usable, a lot more cabinet space, a lot more counter space. I put counters all over, and quite honestly, I made that kitchen really nice. Some nice backsplash. We got a really nice little light fixture for there, and it turned out really nice. But during that time, anytime I would buy materials, I was made to feel guilty, like it was my fault that stuff was expensive. I had to buy 2x4s. I had to buy floor joists. I replaced a couple of them, but the old ones were saggy, so I just put new ones right next to them, just kind of married them to them and put a whole new floor down where it needed it. And but it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough because it cost a lot of money. It would have cost a lot more if we had somebody else do it. But I just was made to feel guilty because it took me a long time and it cost a lot. Like that was all my fault. Nobody helped me at all. I did it all myself. I learned a lot, like I said, on YouTube videos, and it was just like I just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for her. It wasn't enough. It was never enough. There was one Sunday, probably in particular, where the Gary Air Show was going on. And she insisted we all go to the air show. And I told her, no, I want to stay here and work on this kitchen. You're complaining about how long it's taking me to do this. Now I have time to do it. And you want to go hang out at the beach? And let me just make one mention. I hate the beach. I do not like going to the beach. She loved it. We went to the beach all the time, and I hated every second of it. But at that time, it was like everything that annoyed her was my fault. Everything. She got mad because I wouldn't go to the air show. So I stayed home and worked. And it's a weird feeling to work on your kitchen and feel guilty about it. Feel guilty that you're doing this instead of that. And that was just the common theme. I was made to feel guilty. And, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go to anyone. I really couldn't talk to anyone, or at least I thought. I mean, there was probably a few people I could have talked to, but I got a younger brother who I tried talking to about problems, and then he just would brush it off and acted like he didn't want to hear any of it. In fact, he told me that. He told me he didn't want to hear it. So I stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to everyone because everyone is just at the time, was going to scoff and just make me feel like I was just being overly sensitive and, just being a crybaby. And that's how they all made me feel. But I'm going to continue on with this in the next episode of This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell people that you don't like. Share my videos and help me get the word out that we're not alone in all of this. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon with another episode of This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child.